Hi, welcome to my channel, Read a Woman. My name's Judy, and let's talk used book haul. I have been needing to get out of the house. I don't know about where you live, but in Bellingham, Washington, it is dark by 5, maybe 5:15. And it's getting on my nerves. It's a wonderful place to live in the summertime. It stays light until, probably 9:30, 10 o'clock. With that dusk, it's just gorgeous. But right now, as we're getting shorter and shorter days, so that's why I decided, what am I going to do this evening to get out of the house? And I thought, well, something that would be fairly inexpensive. I'm not sure that's the case. And enjoyable is I would go to a couple of the local Goodwill type stores and see what I could find on used books. Sounded really good, didn't it? The first place I went was Value Village, and I was shocked. I just didn't remember used books being, $4. And granted, it's not a fortune, but it's not like I'm buying a unique edition of something that's going to be a huge addition to my library. So I almost bought a few books, and then I ended up putting them away. And this was the book that caught my eye, and it is Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. Do I like horror? No. But what caught my eye was that, first off, I've never read Shirley Jackson. I feel like that is a mistake on my part. And I hate the fact that it has this Netflix dealy bob. I mean, I hate, movie cover books, but I looked at it, I looked at the spine, and I thought, Steve Donahue with his Penguin Classics collection. And I thought, let's see what I can find. So I decided to go ahead and buy this. Now they had another one there that I wish I'd bought. I might go back and buy it. It was a Native American story about, I think it was the Plains Indians. So I may go back and get that. But this I bought, it was in good shape, and I'm like, yeah, let me start with this. So then I turned around. Well, actually, there was no turning around. The books like this of interest was in like a bookshelf about this wide and not as tall as I was. So we're talking very limited. Very limited. Odd collection of books, I have to say, because I've dropped off a lot of them, and I didn't see anything kind of like what I had dropped off. So anyways, whatever that says. But I found this lovely little hardback. It's an ex-library book. George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion, which I had mentioned in the I love the movie, I love the book tag as my number one. And I just had this crappy little copy. So I was ecstatic to find this and add this to my shelf. So very excited about this. And I realized I hadn't talked about why I like the play. And the reason I love the play is not the actual play itself. It's the postscript or the sequel is what they call it. And it starts off with, "The rest of the story need not be shown in action, and indeed would hardly need telling if our imaginations were not so enfeebled by their lazy dependence on the ready-mades and reach-me-downs of the rag shop in which romance keeps its stock of happy endings to misfit all stories." And then he goes on to explain why Eliza Doolittle would never end up with Henry Higgins. And I love that. I mean, I love the fact that he explains why they were good friends for the rest of their lives, but no romance there. And so that's why I've always loved the play. But it's the one thing I have to say about that tag is your experience as a moviegoer is quite different from your experience as a reader. And I think while visual stimulation is so good, the books have it because they live in our imagination, and our imagination gives them more life than just looking at one director's idea of what this piece of material is. So anyways, I'll always back the book, really. But I was so happy to get this. It's this lovely little hardback. And so yeah, thrilled at that. I bought these two books for $7. Let me know what you think. This one was $4 and this was $3. Like I said, I was a little bit surprised at how expensive it all was. So then, that was at Value Village that I found those. And tonight I went to Goodwill. Once again, these kind of books are just kind of hodgepodge and mixed in with, this was actually in what they called the collectibles section. I don't know how collectible any of it was. And I found more than the two that I bought. The first one I bought was this one, Cavalleria Rusticana and Other Stories. It's really a pretty cover, by Giovanni Verga. And I know nothing about it, but it's stories from it's Italian life. He lived 1840 to 1922, and talking about Italian life, focusing in particular on its native Sicily. So I thought that it would be interesting to read and a nice little addition. Although, only when I get it home, I find out that the person ahead of me wrote in it. So, and I hate that. Absolutely hate it. But it's what you get with, let me see if I can find the page. We can all go, so we do not like that. Then another one I happened to find, which I realized, you don't know this about me yet, but I have quite a nice little selection of plays. And so I know that I don't have this one, which is Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. And so I bought this one. They had, in the Penguin Classics, had a really nice edition of Jane Austen's Emma. I already have 2 paperbacks of it, and my goal is to, next year, but is to get the set of Austen in the cloth-bound Penguin. That's my goal. So I really didn't want to invest in any more of that, and that was the other ones that I saw. They had Aristophanes, which I already have those, so I didn't need the plays doubled up. Oh, I don't remember, but there was probably 3 or 4 that I chose not to purchase because I felt that I would just be doubling up. So I turned my gaze away, but I'm quite happy to have this cute little collection started. I haven't actually gone through my books to see what Penguin classics I have. I'm not sure if I have any. I probably do, but you just never know. But then, as I was perusing, once again, we're talking, it was a little bit wider shelf, and it was a little bit higher than the other store of these collectibles. But I was just kind of looking through and seeing, and I was quite entranced when I saw this one, which is Virginia Woolf, A Passionate Apprentice, The Early Journals, 1897 to 1909. So I guess this starts when she was a young girl of like 15 when her mother died, and stops when she moves from her family home to a life in Bloomsbury in London. So I have collected her diaries. I have 4 or 5, I'm not quite sure. So I know I don't have this, and I thought this would be a very nice addition to add to that. I have her Common Reader, a nice British edition I found. And that's the other thing. My next go round for used books, I'm going to go straight to the good place, and that's going to be Henderson's used books. I know, and it'll be interesting to see what their prices are, but I know he will have a lot of the Penguin classics, and yeah, I'll see what's there, and I will report back. So I just wanted to bring you my small used book haul, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And yeah, we'll be back later. Talk to you soon. Bye.